Well, we're going on a little side adventure today. We're going to cover 5 villages here in rural Nebraska and a little off-road adventure, meaning that we're going to be hitting some of these small towns all under 1,000. And we're going to be starting out with the first village, Goner, Nebraska. Let's get into it. Well, looks like we got the Goner schools here. It's an interesting building. Looks like it's kind of all shut up. I'm gonna walk around a little bit, just gonna show you views. We got 186 population here in Goner, which I thought was pretty interesting. The roads seem to be mostly gravel. We'll drive around town for a little bit, but this school really kind of grabbed my attention. Just wanted to kind of get some videos of it for you. I went to a middle school that was real similar to this structure brick, this dark brown brick. I don't even know what they call it, if there's an exact name for that style of brick. But a lot of these small town schools have consolidated with the other villages around and left these old school buildings discarded. Let's keep looking around. One other thing I find interesting about these smaller villages or small Midwest towns is the fire departments. Most of them are volunteer, and this one really caught my eye because it was on the Goner website. Let's take a walk here. This is downtown Goner. So they got this cute park that's across the way here. We'll go over there in a little bit. But I found this building over here pretty striking. I thought we'd come over and just kind of check it out. Now, what I found interesting in these 5 villages that we're going to be covering today is that a lot of them have not really diminished in size. A lot of them have kind of stayed consistent. And I'll put the stats in the video just so you can kind of see. But a lot of times, we talk about some of these small towns being ghost towns. And those ghost towns really are going by a number that's 20% of what their highest population was at one point. So Goner is not a ghost town. They still have their post office. This is a cute little park. This is something I love about small towns, by the way. Just if you have a family, think about it. It's quiet. Relatively, your crime is going to be little to none. And you can take your kids out here in this beautiful park and just experience small town living. Let's keep heading down the road. Our next town is Utica, Nebraska. And a strike difference from Goner, which is right down the road. It's about 840 population compared to the 186 in Goner. And I liked how the water tower is just right on the edge of town. And of course, right next to it was this lovely cemetery. Really pretty town. Let's head downtown. I want to show you a little bit more of Utica. And look what I found here in Utica. We're just gonna go right down here. We found our mural. This is probably one of my favorite things when I do this, go and discover these murals in small towns. They take these old buildings and put really cool stuff on the side. And this is a neat one. Looks like the town was established in 1877. Community becomes what its people make it. Isn't that the truth? Get a little closer here like this. Typical landmark of a Midwest small town. You got the elevator downtown. Kind of strikes it as a town centered around agriculture. And the railroad, right? Part of that. It's a really neat building. We'll put some of the statistics about Utica in this video as well. I'll kind of post them right about right here. Kind of show you a little bit about where it was and where it is now. But again, it just kind of seems like Utica is been stable over the years. And this is a cute little community, 840, one of our larger villages today. But we're gonna turn the corner here. It's First Street. Looks like there's some businesses around the corner. I was in Nebraska City not that long ago here in the state. I talked about the patriotism that I see a lot through Nebraska. This doesn't surprise me at all that they have flags lined up and down the street. Lunch specials. The Bullet Hole. Looks like a Midwest eating establishment, if I wouldn't say so myself. Look at this cool sign. Took that old windmill, put it up there on the brick building. And of course, they got a Veterans Memorial right here. I just learned something here, and this is one of my favorite things to do with this channel. Yes, I'll get buildings, and yes, I'll get businesses, and I'll talk about the history. But I love it when a local comes out, says, hey, what are you doing? They'll see me shooting video, they see me taking pictures for my other social media channels, and then I'll start talking about what I'm doing and shooting a video of their town, and then they start going into stories that I didn't even know about with their towns. And she said, hey, by the way, what's really interesting, if you kind of look at our county, this is Seward County, and they really kind of took the first name of all the villages around the area to spell out Seward, and that's kind of how it happened. Just like Ruby, for example, is the R that's in there, and of course the U is for Utica, and just so forth. And I didn't know that because I thought that was a fascinating story or background story as I do this video series of 5 villages that are right down 34, and it just kind of goes to show that there's so much that you don't know. And so it's fun just to kind of get off the beaten path and just kind of explore and learn about some of these small towns. Let's keep going. Our next village is Waco, population 246. This village was established in 1877. So we're just gonna head right down the road here. Check out Waco. Now, it's always interesting when I stop in towns like Waco and I see one population 236, another one 246, and of course the sign says 296. But you kind of get the general idea that we're right around that upper 200 mark. It's a cute little park right on the downtown side of Waco. Thought I'd kind of walk through it. And once again, we get one of these bells. Let's see which one this is. So this is the third bell that we've seen and uncovered on this 5-village trek. Not seeing any signs for this. So if you're from Waco or from the area, you know this looks like a school bell, actually. I'm wondering if it's the old school bell. I'll do a little research and put it below. But downtown, let's take a walk. Our village post office. And right in the heart of downtown on the edge here, right next to the elevators, and look at this cool building. Let's see what this is. Striking features, we got that dark brick again. Cornerstone Bank. One striking thing when you go to these small towns, if you ever want to know where the local watering hole is, or the place where maybe you want to get a good burger or something to eat, this is Hunter's. You can kind of tell because the locals are here, and it's about lunchtime here. Well, I had another great conversation with a couple. And I always love this. I try my best not to get any of the people on video that don't want to be on video, but I have these amazing talks and amazing interviews. And I'm not really an interview channel anyway, so I just kind of tell the story of what they tell me, especially about Midwest small towns, especially these villages. And they said, you know what, we have everything that you're looking for. It's quiet life, you know, there's plenty of jobs. I mean, you can drive to the bigger town if you want to, and you could live here. And the only thing that maybe we don't have is some of the amenities. If you don't have DoorDash or something like that. And I'll be honest, I haven't even used DoorDash. And I know some people say you should do that, but do you really need it? Is it essential to, you know, where you live or where you go? I don't think so. But I have decided it's about noon now, and I am going to try to eat at Hunter's because I am hungry, and we got to see what this is all about. So let's check it out. Oh, that looks perfect. Thank you. Nope, it's perfect. Thank you. Well, sure enough, I went online to see where do you eat in Waco, and Hunter's was highly recommended. They said this is a popular bar and grill, restaurant, lounge. Go check it out. And they had chicken fried steak as their special. So you know this was going to be a Midwest small town treat. Well, I'm on a mission because I was asking my waitress, I said, Michelle, I don't know what that bell is. They didn't have really a sign. I'm wondering if it's the old school. I'm going to go check that out and see what that is. She didn't know, but that doesn't mean that there's not another local. So we're going to find out.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yep. Okay. I'm going to give him a ring quick. Okay. You bet. Thank you. Bye-bye. I think I have another contact maybe that would be love to talk to you about if I can get a hold of him. Yeah. He is. Oh, perfect. Thanks. All right. Bye-bye. He will be right here.
What's his name?
Alan Stewart.
Alan Stewart. He's going to tell me about the bell. This is going to be
He's
great.
gonna tell you about the bell. He'll probably have an answer.
Yeah, no problem. So here I was just saying, I'm not an interview channel. I don't do interviews, and I'm trying to figure out what that bell is across the street because they don't have a sign. And of course, I'm on a mission, and I walk into the local boutique, the beauty shop, right? And they're like, we're gonna find out. And of course, she starts getting on the phone, and she's fine. And then she calls the local historian Alan here, who's right here behind me, and he's come down here and he's gonna tell me a little bit about Waco, but he's also gonna tell me about this bell. I'm kind of excited to hear about it. Alan, you got a history book there?
Yep.
And this is all about Waco?
Yep.
Wow, look at that.
The whole thing. I wrote a good share of it.
So tell me, as you're looking for that information, is that the old school bell?
A fire bell.
It was a what?
Fire bell.
A fire bell. Okay, now this is interesting. This is the third fire bell that I have found in these villages.
You'll probably find one
In every village, huh?
Yeah. Okay. I thought there was a picture in here of the bell itself. Well, here it is in the park. As you go back around the corner, there's a building here. It says Waco Community Building.
Okay.
This was the fire station back in, this picture's taken in 1926.
1926.
But
wow.
there was a little tower in front of this building with that bell on it.
Okay.
And when there was a fire, they rang the bell.
And that's what they did.
That's what they did.
Wow.
And when the building was torn down and a new fire station was built, the fire bell was taken off of the tower and put here to make room for the new fire station. And then in 91 and 92, a new fire station was built across the tracks, and the old one became the community building.
Well, hey, I really appreciate you telling me. I know I was trying to figure out a little bit more about the history.
Hey.
And thank you so much.
You bet.
How long have you lived here in Waco?
I have lived here 65 years.
65. Do you love small town living?
I do. I was raised on a farm, dairy farm. I went to the service after high school. I went to the service, came home, married this nice lady that I was married to for 65 years, April 16th, last week. She is in a nursing home in York, and I'm here.
So I'm sitting here talking to Ellen, and look at this. This is what I'm talking about, small town. What kind of cookie is that?
Go Big Red. It's a red velvet.
It's a red velvet. Go Big Red, she says. You can tell we're in Nebraska.
I just call it Go Big Red.
And I've
This
had
is-
quite a few.
thank
of these.
you.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah. Good. Thanks for meeting.
Thank
Alan.
you.
Yeah.
I met Cheryl in the boutique. She calls Alan on the phone. She says, Alan, local historian, get down here. There's a guy that wants to talk to you. Alan sits there and talks to me forever. She brings me this red velvet cookie. It's like Go Big Red for Nebraska. And it was amazing. And I thought to myself, this is what I'm getting at with my channel. Like I said, I can show everything, but to show the heart of the matter is to show the people, to tell the story of the people. That is everything of why I'm doing what I'm doing, honestly. Like, you got to just get out. You got to check out some of these small towns. This is Waco, Nebraska, by the way. And Alan was great. We had a great conversation, and he told me all about that bell, which is another fire bell. So this is kind of what I'm kind of figuring out in these villages. And he said, you're going to find a lot more. Every town has, a fire bell. And he goes, if you go around the corner, you're going to see the community center building down here. And that is actually where the old fire station is. So I'm going to go show that now. Well, our next village is Bradshaw, Population 273. We're just trekking along Highway 34, making our way. And of course, this is stop number 4. And we're gonna hit 5 of these today. And so, of course, last one was Waco. Now we're gonna head downtown. Let's check out Bradshaw. You can hear the sound of machines working. So some of these are like smaller manufacturers or body works. So this is a body shop here and you can hear them working inside. Love it. The sounds of a town that's working. And you can check out too on this old building. I don't know if you can see it from here. Up top, 1901. It's one thing I love about some of these downtowns and these villages is the old buildings have the year of when they were built. And it gives you an idea of the history and the age of the town. And there was one more I want to show you. It's this one right here. Looks like it's a bar and grill now, but 1909 is this building. Now it's the Bulldog Roadhouse. So in one of my videos, I talked about in Fort Pierce, South Dakota, this thing called ghost murals. And of course I was just in the village office and I was talking to Stephanie here in town and she told me about this mural. And I look over the way and I'm like, that's a ghost mural. It's like I learned all about these. These are old murals that basically have faded over time. You can see this tractor behind me. It kind of shows up a little bit better in my video. And it's on the side of this building here downtown. And I just wanted to get a really quick video of it. One last thing, I got a couple other things I want to show. I want to talk about the water tower. I want to talk about the school. We'll get there shortly. But I'm walking around downtown and all of a sudden I get Terry, who works for the village here, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? So I tell him I'm Midwest small town. I do videos. And he goes, well, I'm a little nervous because our bank got robbed a couple days ago. I'm like, oh, so I just want to make sure that you're not, preparing for your next bank robbery. I'm like, no. So I just want to put that out there, because I know I've done a lot of Bonnie and Clyde stuff in the past, kind of showed that I'm not a bank robber, right? I just love small towns and I want to share the story and share the people. That's another thing I love about small towns. You get stuff like that and they're looking out for each other. They see a guy walking around with his camera and shooting video because I love towns, but they don't know that. All they know is they see some stranger walking around downtown. And of course they're talking to their neighbors and they're talking to each other. And so you know what? They got your back. And I love that about small towns. All right, we're gonna head to the water tower, tell you a story about that, and of course the old school, and off to our next village. Last couple stories here, and that is the water tower, which you can kind of see right behind me here. And you can see the old remnants of the old water tower that they replaced. And of course it costs money to remove these things and they needed a new water tower. And I talked to Stephanie at the village office and she goes, I wrote grant after grant after grant to get that new water tower. And I just wanted to share a little appreciation about that story because I was wondering what this was. I'm like, what is that? It's like an old type of was there like a manufacturer back here or something like that? Smokestack. I said, no, that was the old, I don't even pipe fitting or whatever you call it, the base, right, of the old water tower. And so it costs money to remove this. They're working on that now. So if anybody's watching this and they do that, you know, maybe you can run a decent price to help remove this for the town. But that's the new water tower, and that's pretty cool. Next door is the original old school. I want to show that, and then we'll head off. So we have the old school, the old Bradshaw School. It looks like they are preparing to do something with this. A lot of communities will turn these into apartments or some type of living. Sometimes they'll even have a business by it. They might want the old school gym or whatnot. But you can see that old brown brick that we kind of talked about with our other school. Right now it looks like maybe even a business is using this for storage. But I just wanted to run alongside and kind of show this. Having a talk with Terry, who is a community member here, he's actually on the village board, talked to him about it, and he's like, you know, it's really interesting because, you know, we get schools like this, and to survive, you know, we consolidate with other schools. Or they have open enrollment, and students go from anywhere from York, Nebraska nearby, or some other school districts. Well, we made it to Hampton, Nebraska, population 432. Another cute village. This is village number 5 for us. Well, Hampton had a cute downtown. I just wanted to wrap up the video here in this small city park. It's kind of outside. It's next to the school here in Hampton. I got the ball field behind me here. And as I wrap, I just want to kind of leave you with this thought. And that was that sign that was at the entrance to the downtown area in Hampton. It had this heart, and it had this beautiful mural of a small town on it. And it said, "Small town, big heart." And that's really the whole premise of Midwest small town. Small towns, big heart. This is a wrap on our video series as we go through the 5 villages on Highway 34 and covering Goner, Utica, Waco, Bradshaw, and Hampton. This is Midwest Small Town, over and out.